Nature is considered to be the true master. But these animals show how the master can sometimes mess things up. Call them mishaps or deliberate efforts. Dealing ruthlessly with these animals, it literally made them one of nature's biggest mistakes ever. Looking odd, no other animal can beat this wild species known as a babirusa, or you could call them pig deer. They are given this name especially due to the strange deer-like legs and not so pig-like facial features. The only feature which makes them an outcast in the wild is their overgrown fangs. These fangs or tusks are actually their overgrown teeth. The teeth touch the forehead of the male, and as a result, block their view. It's one of the primary reasons why I believe babirusa don't appreciate the feature either, except for one time when they need them the most. It's when they want a chick. They only use the fangs when they want to assert their dominance during intraspecific fights. And that's exactly when they face betrayal. The truth is, these bony tissues are not as strong as they may appear, so they break. Now, either they break or grow so much that it eventually ends their life. Dark side of antlers. There are usually two sides of the story. One that's good, and another that's anything but the prior. Now, when it comes to deer, things work a little differently. They just happen to have the dark side of everything. Why, God, why are you doing this to me? And on top of that list are their antlers. Be it a tree, another tree, a vehicle, or another deer. They have mastered the skill of getting their heads stuck in everything, and it's never anything good. It took them some time, but they became well aware of this flaw and began managing their trouble. No, not this one. It's here. Watch how the two manage to fight safely, because otherwise, you already know where their curiosity can lead them to. Next on the list are their hooves. Yet nature really did not take a rest when it came to deer, because they are really not much of a help, particularly when they're on a surface like this. Now, let's leave the "how did he end up here" part for some other day. They definitely need a human's hand in such situations. Otherwise, things might go wrong for them. Complications of horns. Sheep have a love-hate relationship with horns. Their survival pretty much depends on them, and even just a little extra growth can prove fatal for them. Well, we're not diving there for now, because first, I want you to have a look at the weird angles these horns grow in. Here's an overgrown horn. Here's another one. And this right here is a sheep's nose ring made by nature. Told you, nature's got some really weird angles. Now the question which might be in everyone's mind would be how? How do they survive with these hard curls? It's simple, like this. Yep, when nature throws overgrown horns your way, you use them to scratch your back. Jokes aside, these horns can sometimes be a real ordeal for the animals. Female horns can only exceed half a curl, whereas the males, well, their growth is wild. They grow a full curl by 7 to 8 years of age, and its length could exceed up to 33 inches. That's even bigger than an average human's leg size. So when these curls take a wrong turn inside the ram's body, they sometimes leave no room for survival. Flipped turtles. When I say turtles, the first thing which pops into your mind are probably their hard shells. Now, it's a fact that these shells play the role of a guarding shield. But do they really guard? Or is there a disguised challenge for them? Before you say something, watch this.
There you go, bud. All right, let him take his time. Figure out what the hell is going on. He's probably been on his back for a day.
Have you ever thought why there are so many turtles that need to be rescued? Well, it's because nobody ever taught them how to undo their mistakes. And by mistakes, I mean how to roll back once they've flipped themselves. But here, this one is trying to overturn himself, but it's all in vain. The majority of turtles who are found in this position are usually females. During the mating season, female sea turtles may attempt to evade aggressive males by coming ashore. It's only because they know males won't be able to follow them on the beach due to their shorter fins. and they end up stranded on the beach waiting for a tide or a human. So, I believe I can now say that nature played a little ruthlessly with these shells, right? Overgrown hooves. Imagine your toenails bending upward and growing up to your knees. That's what happens to these pony horses if the hooves aren't being taken care of right. One of such cases was of Stella, a pony horse who had grown hooves so long that they would literally bang her legs. But Stella was a lucky horse, as she got rescued by a bunch of good people who very carefully removed the extra weight she was carrying. And here she is now, a happy horse with no hooves holding her back. Pony hooves typically grow at a rate of 1/4 to 1/2 an inch per month, influenced by factors like genetics and diet. Therefore, they require regular trimming to maintain hoof health. Shedding antlers. Nature's got its own ways of testing animals. Horses, deer, and moose, they all stand in the same queue. For a male moose, the process is a bit long. It all starts in spring. Beginning as soft, velvet-covered growth in the season, antlers rapidly develop and harden by late summer. Triggered by declining testosterone levels after the mating season, moose actively seek to shed antlers by rubbing them against trees in a behavior known as antler rubbing. This process weakens the attachment point, and the antlers eventually fall off. Wait, let's rewind to that rubbing part. Despite being a natural process, this activity may cause some temporary discomfort or itching. But they do this every year, and it comes with a hidden package. A post-shedding moose with its really hard and fully formed antlers is ready to display them. Of course, for one absolute reason: impress a girl. Ants' army spiral. We all know about the communication cues of ants, but do you know why they form these cues? Well, it's due to their weak eyesight, especially the subterranean, who are completely blind. Surviving with the natural flaw, they work together so well by following each other's scents. Sometimes, though, they may lose the scent and break their pheromone trail and start following the ant in front of them into a circular pattern, just like this. This can result in a continuous loop of ants marching in circles until they eventually lose their lives out of exhaustion. This spiral is often observed in army ants, particularly when they're foraging in low-light conditions. Once they've joined that loop, even though some may escape, find a new trail, or be rescued by nestmates, there's no going back for a number of them. Self-quilling. These quills are modified hairs with microscopic backward-facing barbs that make them difficult to remove once they've penetrated an attacker's skin. When a porcupine feels threatened, it may turn its back and use its tail to strike the potential threat. The quills can embed themselves in the predator's skin, causing pain and sometimes leading to infection. Upon landing, porcupines may inadvertently impale themselves in a process termed self-quilling. Fortunately, North American porcupines have adapted to handle such occurrences. They've evolved to generate a topical antibiotic on their quills, functioning similarly to penicillin. This slim, oily layer on the quills serves to inhibit bacterial growth, reducing the likelihood of infection if a porcupine were to accidentally prick itself. Self-cannibal snakes. There's a Greek myth which says that snakes may sometimes eat themselves. It's a process which represents the continuity of life. People used to call these self-eating snakes Ouroboros. Fast forward to today, we too have some Ouroboros in our world. Here's an Ouroboros, and another one. And the list is so long, let's just go ahead and jump onto the causes. Self-cannibalism is a state in which an animal cannot differentiate between his own body from others, and as a result, begins eating its own self. Snakes don't intentionally eat themselves. However, there are rare instances where snakes might exhibit self-cannibalism, known as autophagy. This behavior is not normal and often occurs due to a neurological disorder. Woolly sheep. Okay, so nature doesn't really have a take when it comes to sheep. It's us humans who did this to them. They did not always need shearing. It was after people started breeding them that there was a need for the wool to be taken off. The wild sheep naturally shed their wool through a process called molting. During spring, these sheep experience a shedding phase, where their winter coat is naturally cast off. This shedding helps them adapt to warmer temperatures by reducing the insulation provided by the thick wool. Coming back to the domesticated breed, here's one who missed the annual shaving and is now carrying wool weighing more than 22 pounds. And there's nothing more satisfying than watching the wool separate from the body. Fainting goats. Fainting goats, also known as myotonic goats or Tennessee fainting goats, are a breed of domestic goats known for their, unique reaction to fear or excitement. When startled, these goats may experience a temporary stiffening of their muscles, causing them to fall over or faint for a few seconds to a minute. Actually, the so-called fainting is more of a muscle stiffening phenomenon rather than a true loss of consciousness. Despite their comical reactions, these goats do not actually lose consciousness. They're fully aware during their fainting episode. Wolf eel. Despite the name suggesting otherwise, this isn't actually an eel. It's a fish which has a slender body resembling an eel. Shunning the open ocean, these fascinating inhabitants prefer the shelter of crevices and caves. One thing which people might perceive as a flaw in wolf eels is their intimidating appearance. With sharp teeth and a formidable countenance, they can be misunderstood or viewed as threatening. Another thing which adds on to their freakish appearance is the complete blending of their skin into the reefy surface. This remarkable camouflage not only aids in their survival, but also creates an element of surprise. I mean, what would be scarier than this creep suddenly emerging out of nowhere? Goldentailed Gecko. Beyond its standard gecko appearance, adorned with ruby-like eyes and spotted scales, lies a remarkable defense mechanism. Residing in the forests and shrublands of Australia, this medium-sized gecko, measuring about 71 millimeters long, is equipped with the ability to shoot a sticky, foul-smelling fluid from its tail. Facing predators like birds and feral cats, the gecko squirts this fluid up to 1 meter away. In extreme cases, it opts for tail detachment, a unique feature enabled by lines of weakness on its tail. Fortunately, geckos can regenerate their tails. Coupled with incredible eyesight and sticky feet, the golden-tailed gecko navigates the Australian terrain, using its quirky defense mechanisms to outwit predators, and, curiously, leaving scientists to ponder the peculiar scent of its defensive secretion. Goblin Shark. You know the feeling when it's just not your day and just nothing goes according to your plan? Well, that's pretty much how goblin sharks feel all through their lives. They are ugly, they can't see, and on top of that, they live in the bottom, so there's not much known about their species. Yeah, nature really didn't want to give them any chance. Their only shot is their protruding mouth. They spot prey with their tiny eyes, which in fact are a big help and allow them to spot the prey in general. They wait, and they wait some more until the prey is in close proximity, and then launch their attack. Okay, the one-shot thing might not always work, but when it works, there's literally nothing you can do to avoid it. They've got this terrifying ability to sling their entire jawbone forward at a speed of up to 3.1 meters per second. Another reason why they wait is because they can't swim fast. In fact, they're pretty poor swimmers. In simple words, they survive only due to their agile mouths. Commandor dog. The Commandor, a Hungarian breed, is distinguished by its corded coat resembling dreadlocks. Renowned as a livestock guardian, these large dogs possess a robust frame, with males standing 27 to 31 inches at the shoulder. Their calm temperament and loyalty make them devoted family members, but their protective nature necessitates early socialization and training. The distinctive coat, forming naturally into cords, requires regular grooming to prevent matting. Without regular care, those cords can mat, leading to potential skin issues and discomfort for the dog. Responsible maintenance ensures the well-being of these distinctive coats and the overall comfort of the Commandor. Blue-tongued skink. Known for its distinctive blue tongue, which it uses as a defense mechanism, this skink belongs to the Tiliqua genus. These reptiles are found in various parts of Australia, as well as in New Guinea and Tasmania. Their broad, flattened bodies and short legs characterize them, and they're often easygoing in temperament. One of their notable features is their ability to display their vibrant tongue when threatened. This unexpected flash of color can startle predators, acting as a deterrent. Well, that's the case though. It's just a deterrent. These skinks don't possess venomous saliva in their tongues. It's only their bite which actually protects them. They are omnivorous, with a diet that includes fruits, flowers, insects, and small vertebrates. Their adaptability to various habitats, ranging from woodlands to deserts, contributes to their widespread distribution. Their unique characteristics and gentle demeanor make them quite intriguing subjects. Thorny devil lizard. Meet the captivating lizard native to Australia's arid regions, boasting a distinctive appearance with textured skin covered in conical spines, providing some effective camouflage. Despite its intimidating exterior, it's relatively small, measuring around 8 to 20 centimeters. Adapted to desert life, the thorny lizard is mainly insectivorous, specializing in feeding on ants. Its grooved skin serves a dual purpose, aiding in both hydration by channeling water and camouflage. Known for deliberate movements, it employs a defense strategy of puffing up its body and displaying its spines when threatened. While the spines on the thorny devil skin do serve as a protective adaptation, there is still a possibility of the lizard getting hurt in certain situations. In encounters with particularly aggressive or persistent predators, or if the lizard faces threats beyond its control, there could be a risk of injury. Additionally, like any living organism, the lizard may face other challenges in its environment, such as diseases or injuries unrelated to its spines. Gastric brooding frog. Comprising the northern and southern species, the frog captivated the scientific community with its extraordinary reproductive behavior. The females of these Australian frogs swallow fertilized eggs, temporarily converting their stomachs into protective incubators. This process is known as gastric brooding. Inhabiting the rainforests of Queensland, they faced extinction by the mid-1980s, primarily due to habitat loss, pollution, and the amphibian chytrid fungus. The gastric brooding frog faces challenges in maintaining a delicate balance within its stomach, suppressing acid secretion to create a protective space for developing tadpoles. This unique reproductive strategy requires the female to abstain from feeding, highlighting the intricate complexities involved in nurturing offspring in a transformed digestive environment. This group of organisms adapted to life in complete darkness and exhibit fascinating characteristics in their subterranean habitats. Thriving in caves and other light-deprived environments, these creatures have evolved specific adaptations such as specialized sensory organs and depigmentation due to the absence of sunlight. Due to this complete darkness, they require specialized sensory adaptations for navigation and communication. The limited nutrient availability in subterranean environments poses energy constraints, emphasizing the unique evolutionary solutions these organisms develop for survival. Their life strategies, including unique feeding behaviors and reproductive adaptations, are tailored to the challenges of underground living. Examples of trogloites span various taxa, encompassing insects, crustaceans, and salamanders, each showcasing distinct features suited to subterranean life. Survival in these environments demands energy efficiency, prompting the evolution of mechanisms to thrive on limited nutrient availability. Indian geriel. In the vibrant river systems of the Indian subcontinent, the Indian geriel emerges as a captivating and critically endangered species. Its distinctive, elongated snout, reminiscent of a narrow pot, sets it apart in the realm of crocodilians. These graceful reptiles, adapted for life in deep, fast-flowing waters, navigate the currents with finesse. Sporting long, slender jaws and needle-like teeth, geriels showcase their piscivorous prowess as skilled fish hunters. However, their survival narrative is one of peril, with habitat loss, dwindling fish resources, and accidental entanglement posing grave threats. Amidst those challenges, though, the geriels exhibit unique breeding behaviors, laying eggs along sandy riverbanks. As conservation endeavors strive to protect these iconic creatures, the plight of the Indian gharial serves as a poignant reminder of the urgent need to safeguard the delicate balance of freshwater ecosystems in the region. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. This deer was caught by an explorer in the midst of a fascinating annual ritual. It was shedding its antlers. The explorer observed the deer meticulously grooming its antlers against tree branches, aiding in the removal of the velvet. This annual event is crucial for the deer's overall well-being, as the shedding of velvet signifies the completion of antler growth and the hardening of the bony structure beneath. As the seasons change, typically during late winter to early spring, deer undergo this renewal process.